it's Lindsay. Hope you've... Oh my gosh. He also very much wants to talk about The Bachelor, apparently. Hello friends, it's Lindsay. I hope you were having a somewhat okay week, or maybe even a good week. If you're having a good week, props to you. Friends, I have been thinking for hours. I am not exaggerating. Hours about what I wanted to talk about this week. So then this morning I woke up and one of my first thoughts was, I want to talk about The Bachelor. Okay, hear me out on this. There's a very good reason why. I may be in my 20s, but this is the first time I've actually watched The Bachelor. But if I'm being really honest, this is like the second season of watching anything The Bachelor related. Because I watched Rachel's season of The Bachelorette a couple years ago, and that was more than enough. And don't get me wrong, I was so excited going into the season because Rachel was the first African-American bachelorette. However, then she picked Brian and I was not a fan anymore. I digress. Also, I have made videos about The Bachelor before, but I spark noted that ish like I was back in high school. Let's do this. Watching The Bachelor now is different from watching The Bachelor via the commercials when I was growing up. I mean, I used to think it's trashy. Now I think it's quite the self-esteem booster and also trashy. And here's why. Because all the women now are my age. I could come home at the end of the day and listen, I could have hit an old man with my car, I could have stolen money from a bank, I could have double parked, but I could watch that show for 2 hours and be like, you know what? I turned out alright. I will ultimately feel better about myself after watching women fight against other women over a man. I already know that I turned out okay. Also, I never keep my room clean, never keep my car clean. There's like Starbucks cups and napkins everywhere. It's like walking into a trash can. And I could tell myself I am the worst human being alive. Then I turn on The Bachelor on ABC at 8 p.m. on a Monday with Chris Harrison. And after those 2 hours, I'm like, you know what? You did okay. You're fine. Also, before I go any further, I know I'm gonna get flack because like people are gonna comment and be like, why are you tearing other women down? Whatever happened to women supporting women? To which I say,
that sign can't stop me because I can't read.
If you watch the show, you know that a couple times during the episode, like before a commercial break, they air some sort of little advertisement that's like, hey, want to be like these hoes and disappoint your family? How about audition for the next season of The Bachelor? Come on, it'll be fun. You too can be like Demi. They also show this commercial after giving airtime to a girl who was miserable. I swear, they could show a clip of a girl named Katie who used to be an accountant but not anymore, like sobbing in a limo in a dress that she blew her entire 401k on. She could be sobbing into her hands and going, I've ruined my life. Ah! And then it'll cut to, want to be like Katie? Go to our website. Oh, and you also have an option to nominate a friend. And you know what? I've thought about this. Like, not nominating somebody in particular, but like, if one of my friends would nominate me, if there's any possibility, because I think there's a really small possibility of that happening. However, my friends still surprise me. Hanging out with my friends is like choose your own adventure, except it's on crack and they choose an adventure that wasn't even one of the two options. I've already decided if one of my friends were to nominate me for The Bachelor and I found out, I would hop the fence a la Colton, except I would do it soon and not tease it like the Bachelor producers are doing right now. Can't you see I'm a little annoyed by that fact? Even with this in mind, I would love to nominate like an enemy, somebody who I can't stand. But then also on the flip side, that could also be the start of their career. They would take it in stride because all of my enemies are dumber than Dumb and Dumber and Dumb and Dumber 2 combined. Also, a quick tangent. I think there are too many contestants per season. I have a really hard time keeping up. It's so frustrating to like read recaps or tweets about a specific episode of The Bachelor, and then each time I have to be like, wait, who is that again? Even during like the rose ceremonies, we're halfway through the season and somebody will get a rose and I will go, who? What? Where were you hiding? I've seen a recap about some girl named Heather and I go, which one? And then I look online and there's only one Heather and there's like 8 billion Hannahs. Also, I don't know why I have trouble remembering a girl whose like occupation is like never been kissed. Well, it was, spoiler, if you haven't already caught up, come on man. Like live tweeting would be way more fun if I could tell the girls apart. Oh wait, like, okay wait, like I wonder if that's how The Bachelor feels. Like I wonder if there's ever been like a bachelor who like picks the final girl, but like this whole time he thought it was like Hannah A instead of like Hannah K. Like, do you ever just like, you know, stop filming and then like they're like in bed or whatever and then he's like, oh, I love you, And then the girl is like, my name's Bethany. And he has to be like, could you imagine? Again, this is my first time watching a season of The Bachelor, like the OG Bachelor series. But I've already concluded one thing, and one thing only. We fans are way more excited to see a man jump a fence than a man lose his virginity. That's a fact. That is just a fact. Like, I almost feel bad for Colton. Like, he is trying to find the one, which, like, we're all trying to do, and here he is. He has this really cool opportunity to, like, maybe find his wife, and all we care about is him jumping a fence. Anytime he walks anywhere in a suit, we automatically yell, is it time for the fence jump? Guys, get ready! He could be having a heart-to-heart with a girl, like, she's, like, pouring her soul out, and he's like, you know, listening, and like we'll be sitting there and we're like, is there a fence back there in the background? He can't even say, I'm confused, I'm hurt, I don't know what to do anymore. Just like things like that without us going, jump the fence, jump the fence. They could have a legit connection that leads to love and like they're happily ever after. And what are we doing? Like we're popping popcorn and then we're like sitting on like a really comfy couch, like clutching a bottle of rosé going, jump, 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 jump. Listen, frankly, I do not care about this man and his feelings. I only care about this man and if there's a fence nearby. Oh, also, we all know by now that Demi is a mess. Well, was a mess. I mean, I'm sure she is, but she's like, you know, she just left the show this week. Another spoiler, sorry about that. Like, she is like, without a doubt, one of the villains of this season. Up until she told Colton that she was gonna take his virginity and then he sent her home, she's actually pretty smart. Listen, hear me out on this, hang on. She knew exactly what she was doing up until she got sent home. Anytime she detected any drama, she stirred that pot like she was making a soup on Food Network. That was probably a bad analogy, but like, stay with me, maybe. She was never on like any one person's side the entire time. She floated back and forth and just kind of like leached onto like anyone who could possibly get her ahead and then backstabbed the whole time. Like these were calculated attacks. None of these things were random at all. And I feel like I should be happy that she's gone, but like weirdly enough, I'm kind of sad about it. I admired her for using her brain for evil. I know I'm kind of sad that she went home this week. This feels a teensy bit like when you watched The Little Mermaid as a kid and then you were like, oh man, Ursula's so mean. And then you like watch The Little Mermaid as an adult and you're like, Ursula, she knew what was up. It's kind of like that. So overall, congratulations Chris Harrison, Colton, and all of The Bachelor for reeling in me and my not fully formed rational side of the brain. Also, congrats for generating business for local liquor stores. To be honest, we only pull out the champagne for 3 reasons and 3 reasons only. New Year's, birthdays, and Colton jumping a fence. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you can give me a thumbs up. You can comment on it. You can share it with your friends. You can click on the notification bell thingy if you want to be notified every time I upload a brand new video. I'm here every Wednesday. You can find me on my social media down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye!